Hi YouTube, and I'm Max. Welcome back to the channel. So for today's session, there was some kind of hard spot. I don't think I played my best, but it will be part of everyone's journey that sometimes you're not playing your best, but it's when you're it's not about how well you're playing when you're good, but it's how well you're playing when you're losing. And anyway, sometimes I'm feeling lost, so I would like to have your insight on these kind of hand. So let's go into it. Let's roll. So first hand, I got pocket kings in the other gun position. I raise it up to $10. There's the low jack that calls, the bottom calls, and the small blind calls. So we're 4 ways to see a flop, which came out to be a queen of heart, 2 of heart, and a 10 of club. Now here, I got to c-bet here. So I c-bet $20 and only the bottom call. The turn is a queen of diamond, and here there's no reason to bet, since if he called with a queen and if I go do another bet, he's just gonna raise, so there's no point of betting here. So instead I just check, and he bet $30. So for the same reason, there's no reason to raise because he might have a queen in his hand. So I just wanted to do some pot control and just call. And the river was a 4 of hearts, so the heart flush is here. And again, I decided to check, so no reason here to bet, and he checked back. So I think that's a bad play from his part. I think if he would have bet, I probably could have folded here, because what do I beat? Only a 10 and only a straight draw that he might have to run. But all the flush is here and the queen's here. So that's it. So the next hand is the dealer hand. It's king 4 suited. He likes to play that hand, so every time I have the chance to play this hand, I just want to win it. Anyway, so there's 2 limper. I'm in the low jack position, so I raise it up at $15, and both the undergun +1 and the middle position called. And the flop is a 5 of diamond, 2 of club, and 9 of heart. They all check, so I decided to put a bet of $20, a C bet, and only the undergun +1 calls. The turn is a 2 of spade, and then he checks again. I put 75 and he goes all in for 86, so it's not that much. So I've got caught into my bluff here, and he shows ace-9 of offsuit. So that's a weird play. I don't think people should play ace-9 out of position offsuit, but anyway, in small games like that, people tend to say ace and they're gonna play it. So it's a bluff that didn't work, because the river was a 4 of club. Even though I paired, still his pair is higher. So let's go for the next one. Next hand is again pocket kings. Seems like I'm a nit, only playing premiums. Anyway, there's a straddle, so I'm in the low jack position, so I pump it up at $20. The cutoff calls, small blind calls, big blind calls, and the undergun +1. The flop is a 10, 2-2 with 2 hearts. Now the straddle, everyone checks, so I decided to put a C bet of $50 since there's like 5 players, so half pot, and the cutoff calls and the straddle calls. So here it's either someone has a 10, probably someone could have a 2, but also they could run like the flushes here. So I have to be extra careful. And the turn was a 5 of diamond. The straddle checked, and now I face a decision, because I think the cutoff is mainly trying to run his flush, and I want to not catch his flush. And the other guy, I'm putting him on a 10, because he always tend to overcall his pair. So with that in mind, I put $125, the cutoff call and the straddle call. So everyone seems to touch that board. So I don't think I have kings. I probably crack here, but anyway, the river was a 8 of a diamond, so no flush, so that is a good. And the straddle checks. So I thought that here, if someone had a 2 in their hand, they would either shove during previous round, because they would like, it seems that people tend to run here and they would be scared that they would get cracked their 2s to a flush. So I thought that a 2 would shove. So in my mind, I think that either of them didn't have a 2 in their hand, because they would have shoved. So I decided to go all in with probably should have checked here, but I went all in, and only the straddle called, and he showed that he did in fact have a 2. So mainly I think I'd overplayed probably my kings here. Next hand, I got pocket 5. So here again, there's a straddle. There's one limper and the cutoff position, so I pump it out at $15. Small blind calls, the straddler calls, and the first limper. The flop is king, 5, 8, and 2 spades. So I'm in position. That's good news with a set. And since people could either have a king in their hands, they could either have like flushes, draws. So with that all in mind, with my sets, you don't slow play them. So I put a bet of $30, and to my surprise, everyone calls. The turn is a jack of spades, so now the flush here. And since everyone calls, I'm like a bit suspicious because somebody should hit on that turn. So everyone decided to check, and I check as well to be extremely careful because someone probably had a flush here. Anyway, the river was a brick, a 2 of heart, and now the undergun decided to lead with 65. The middle position calls, so I think my sets here are just dead here because people would have flush here 100% of time because or else what they would call. So I decided to fold, and the big blind calls as well. So that was strange. Anyway, the undergun shows queen 9 of spades, so he had a flush, and both of the other player had ace king offsuit. So they did make weird calls here because I was the second strongest and I didn't even call. So that's why it's a bit like ambiguous in these kind of situation because people tend to overcall with bad hands. So should I call or not? But I think I should play like straightforward, and here my red flag told me that someone had a flush, so I got beat. So I just made a fold here. For my next hand, I got pocket jacks, and I won't tell you how I thought during that hand. I just want you to tell me if I did a good play or a bad play here, and if I should have go forward or I should have fold. Anyway, there's 2 limpers. I'm in the middle position. I put a bet of 25. The low jack, the high jack calls, the cutoff call, and the bottom raise to $100. I decided to call, and both decided to fold. The flop is a 7, 6, 5, 2 spades. I decided to check. Button bet at $60. I decided to call. The turn is a 5 of heart. I decided to check. He put a bet of 125. I decided to fold. So I want you to write in the comment if I should have called or if I should have jammed. Think about also the pot size and my stack size as well. So for this session, I don't think I played very well. I think I was lost at numerous situations. In total, with 7 hours, I lost $580. And pretty much, I didn't know what to do sometimes. So if you want to let me know what you would have done. And also, if you have any like suggestion of what kind of video you would like to see, don't hesitate and put them in the comments. So on the next video, see you.